speak about social injustices.
Oh, yeah.
He spoke about
Black of the berry, the sweet of the juice.
His mom being on drugs, so him being directly affected by the drug epidemic. Because Pac never sold drugs.
What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
People found my stash before. People found my gun before. I mean, it's just a dark dog-eat-dog business. It's nothing really good involved in it. So you have to expect the unexpected. I mean, I went over there trying to grab my stuff. It wasn't there.
Well, as we're moving along the timeline, though, so you were 13 in 1989? Mm-hmm. Is that what you said? Okay, so you're getting into the era too, one of my favorite eras, the gangster rap era and everything, which was a lot of it centered in O-Town. Mm-hmm. You know, how much did that play a role in glamorizing what you do? I
mean, we are what we consume, right? Tupac is one of my favorite rappers, favorite people. I looked up to him, and my dad hated him till this day. You can't watch a movie with Tupac at his house. You can't listen to a Tupac song. He said Tupac directly contributed to destroying the youth, because the youth, he became a hero to the youth up until he died. So my dad hated him. But to me, I had everything he ever made. I listened to it over and over all day. NWA, Eazy-E, Ice Cube went solo. I listened to America's Nightmare. I listened to him talk about Once Upon a Time in the Projects, where people are displaced, people are disadvantaged, welfare, teenage pregnancy. I listened to all of those things that I saw every day. So who did I resonate with, them or my dad? Them. Ice Cube was like a hero for me. Tupac, like seeing him in Oakland one time, like passing through.
Oh, you saw him
all thugged out and everything like that, man. I mean, man, it was just amazing to just see him physically, because he was with Digital Underground first.
Oh yeah.
So they were more
Shock
party.
G,
Shock G. Yeah. So that was the start of it.
I'm Shock G, the one who put the satin on your panties.
Oh yeah.
That could share me.
Straight up. See. Yeah. So with that, I was like fascinated, and I wanted to know more. So that basically did contribute to what we were all becoming, because hearing Tupac shot at off-duty police officers and got away with it. Like, look, he's standing up fighting against a system that's trying to continue to oppress us, and he's winning, so we can win too.
He was so many contradictions, though, too. He was such a man. He was ahead of his time, and I mean, he's my favorite artist of all time. I know everything about the guy. But, you know, I think about it when I think about that era, and I think about some of the influences more towards, say, like the hustle culture, I do think a little more about, say, NWA, Snoop Dogg, things like that, because Pac was so all over the place. You're right. He was a challenge to the system, but you're talking about somebody, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, who's one of the smartest people to ever walk this earth. He was a brilliant man, incredible artist. And it absolutely, like, if people knew some of the stories that I've heard about him behind the scenes and what he could do and how he could literally, and I mean this literally, shit out music that was brilliant. Like, he was on another level, but he was also this, in a way, he wasn't multiple personalities. He was one personality that encompassed all kinds of personalities. And he had the one side that could be the machismo, almost like, I'm hard, I'm a gangster, whatever dude. And the other side was almost this like flamboyant, softly spoken, soft thought poet, right? And he could be these things at the same time. So it's interesting to hear your dad has that opinion. I guess I understand why, because he's kind of looking at the whole era the same way, but you know, Pac that's not a guy you could ever put in a box.
Nah, but law enforcement could. A person that believes in systems and processes will save you or create a life you deserve. They do, because he was telling us we could be what we wanted to be, do what you want to do, believe in your dreams, follow your dreams. But he also did speak about social injustices.
Oh yeah,
he spoke about
black of the berry, the sweet of the juice.
His mom being on drugs, so him being directly affected by the drug epidemic. Because Pac never sold drugs. He didn't sell drugs.
He did when he was very young. When he was like
10.
In a little bit after that, he was like 14, 15 before he moved out west.
Okay,
when
so
he
was out on the East Coast. Okay.
Well, no. He was in Baltimore with Jada, and then he moved out to Marin County.
Oh,
and
in
he
the
slung
jungle.
it there.
In the jungle.
His mom became heavily addicted to drugs.
Okay.
They had nothing at home, and he had to support his sister.
Oh, yeah.
And so he
Okay.
slung that,
I do
and
remember
then he
that.
got in with
I remember
Digital
that story.
Underground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Digital Underground took him away from that,
Yes.
and he started traveling. Okay. But
That's right.
my thing about it was he still was telling people that, you know, whatever dream you have, you can achieve it. Because, like I said, I had every album, like from the Strictly from My to Trapped. Tupacalypse Now. I had that. I listened to it religiously, and my pop's just like, this is what's influencing my children instead of me. I don't want it in my house.
I understand that.
Too short. Oh, the disrespect for women. He said, oh, hell no. He calls every woman a bitch. You're not going to be around here listening to that. Your mother is here. If I ever hear you using that language around here, you're out. Like, that was his biggest threat. You want to go live with your aunties? Like, they lived in disadvantaged neighborhoods. Some of my aunts did. So that was a threat. Like, hell no, we got heat and hot water over here. We got our own beds. Like, over at my auntie's house, you might have 8 kids sharing one room. At least 6. Let me say 6 kids sharing a room at one of my auntie's house. So he's threatened, they'll take you over there. You could be over there too, or you could be here, your own room, your own video game, your own bike. Like, all those.
Again, a good home.
All those kids shared a bike. We all had our own bikes. My brothers and I, we had our own bikes, skateboards, scooters, anything that came out, every gaming console that came out. So, I mean, he did what he could to support us. It was just my rebellion that caused that divide.
I'm trying to put myself there though too, because you're at that age. Like you know, I was a 13-year-old kid, right, in different circumstances, I guess. But with everything our parents say, we want to do the opposite, right? And your parents not only have like a good background. Your dad is literally a cop, but he's still like, he works every day, and there's just enough space between you two that you could go act on these rebellions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so that compounds. And that's clearly what, I'm just listening to your timeline here, that's clearly what happened, no?
That's clearly what happened. So my dad, okay, so they says, do as I do, don't do as I say. I looked at it like he should have taught me what to do, and which would allow me to not listen to outside influences that weren't my father. So, excuse me. We had a house. He was a homeowner from 1970. I was born. He was a homeowner in the 70s. Most people were renting houses or apartments on low income. Right. He decided for him and my mother that wouldn't work. So he was a homeowner. I should have known, okay, I want to build up and do anything it's going to take to be a homeowner, which means work hard, endless hours. I mean, have weekends off, but maybe want to work overtime for extra money.
Sure.
Don't allow like parties, kickbacks, people in the house, no cigarettes, no liquor. My mom and dad, they don't drink. They were church people. We never had a party at our house. We never had a kickback. He never had his friends over sitting there drinking booze, watching sports. We did that as a family. We ate dinner together. We all ate dinner as a family until we start rebelling. But that was the thing. Finish your food from the table. Excuse yourself from the table. So we actually knew what was going on. However, when I go over my auntie's house and I go over my friend's house, you get to eat in front of the TV. You can go eat and stand up at the counter and eat your food. That wasn't allowed at our house. We could go over there, like, they smoked weed in the house. They actually could light up a joint in their house.
Yeah,
they totally could drink liquor in front of their moms. Their older brothers were drinking 40 ounces of beer. My father called that scum of the community because it makes all of us look bad.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.